Okay, here we are again, back at the missing detail model bench. So I've already removed the top part of the leading edge flap for the BF109 K14. We're so massively privileged to have Edward, I'd say Special Hobby, but I think, well, I know Edward toured the BF109E for Special Hobby. Yeah, so we're so fortunate to have. There's still a little bit of fill on there. I probably should have taken off by now, so let's just deal with that. We're so fortunate to have the level of tooling excellence we have in these Edward kits. They're absolutely breathtaking. Haven't fully put one together yet. Currently working on the F4, the G6, the Special Hobby boxing of the E1, E1B, and then so a few on the go, but so far they're all absolutely amazing, and the detail, even though the fit might end up being, well, depending, even if we find out the fit's terrible later, it ain't gonna diminish the fact that these kits are absolutely stacked with detail. All those details that modders over the years have tasked themselves with adding, we're blessed to now have it there in the kit. Okay, so I've cut away the top part of the leading edge from the top part of the wing. Actually, that leading edge flap is there's no seam on it, it's one piece, as we can see from the Edward boxing. So it's the entire rounded leading edge. So what I want to do now is, I wasn't sure to start with, but I'm certain now that we need the lower edge to be taken off. So I'm just going to mark it. I don't want to stick these two parts together yet because I want to stick the fuselage together, then stick these to the fuselage, as it were, so I can just control the wing root seam. Okay, so we've got a little marker in there. Just being uber careful with this razor saw. We probably don't really need the razor saw. Really, let's just establish a better groove in there. The guide. See, that was a mistake. So, fortunately, that edge is going to be filled. So, I just need to be a bit gentle, I think. There we go. So I do too much at once. Just gentle. Before you know it, the razor saw will establish its groove and cut away. I'm going to leave it that. Now with this leading edge, with the actual panel line there on the kit, I'm going to use my number one tool again, which is the Shimajura Alec Company Holly 0.15 panel line scriber, which I had since I pretty much started modelling about 7 years ago, maybe 6-7 years ago, and it's blinding tool. That's what I use for rescribing. Now I don't like using this unnecessarily, really, but it's so thin. It's the perfect tool for deepening this panel line and subsequently cutting it off. Now when I use this as a scribing tool, I literally just let it kiss. The first part, it just kisses the plastic. And possibly the next 5 passes, just kissing the plastic. It's only later on, once it's not even a cut or groove, it's just almost made a slight indent on the plastic. So then I start putting some more force on it. I mean, you only need one cutting pass. This thing's so sharp on the tip. The beauty of it is, it's absolutely nail steel from Japan, and the whole thing's really narrow. So even though once it's gone past 1.5, the actual thing's so super narrow that in 1/72, it was a smaller panel line than an FX kit, put it that way. So it's not going to take out material to the side of this panel line. It's just going to take out the panel line. Now you can see that some of these panel lines are wider than what I've just recut. But like I said, I don't particularly like using this as a general tool. I like to preserve its longevity, as they've been out of production probably since before I bought it. It's actually a tool I use when I'm doing metal foiling. I use the back edge here to press down to foil the panel lines underneath the foil. I'm amazed, like the Rosy Riveter tool, someone hasn't actually started to reproduce these. I bought some, I don't know if it's God Hand, but some like Japanese, pretty high-end Japanese scribers with the handles and all that. They're nothing like this. The control you can get with this piece. Right, so I'm quite a long way through now. Like I said, I don't really want to solely do it with my scribing tool. I think now is the time to get in there with the knife. I wonder if I can do this in the air. And now I have such a deep groove again. I've got to be careful here, it doesn't deform as I cut it. I think the key there is to do multiple passes as opposed to putting too much pressure on it. It's a tiny little piece. So now, you see there, I mean, I'm lucky if it doesn't split on me, to be honest. It's here where it's tempting to, push through, have it off. But the more force I put on that, I can already see there's a few deformations occurred there. I just need to tickle it with the sharp edge and have it cut away as opposed to sliced away, if you get me. No, possibly might be useful here is to just come in. There we go. So it's pretty clean. I'm not going to do any steps on this or anything. Just going to clean it up through. Maybe take the inner edge off just so it doesn't get in the way. Okay. Tiny bit of sanding with quite a low grit. Or I say low grit. Quite a smooth grit, quite high up in the number. Okay. So he managed to keep this line of decals, line of rivets. I'm just checking some of these panel lines now that it's not the smoothest surface. You know that Edward is it's absolutely beautiful, whereas this is a little bit lumpy bumpy. I don't know if you can see. Okay. So just while I've got my eye on it with the magnifiers on, I'm just passing this over just to check there's nothing too raised or nothing trench like that needs filling. Yeah, we'll get away with that. So that's not it. Yeah, that's the part. No, it's not. I probably could have just stuck a piece of plastic on it, to be honest. There. Alright, so before I lose it, I think what I want to do is stick it straight away. Now, probably the easiest way to find out which one it is to, I don't want to stick it to the wrong part. So, okay, so it's that one. So let's check I've got the leading edge flap for that one. Yeah. Okay, that is the right one. On the few times I will use some hot glue, some liquid cement, and I need to orientate this so super thin one edge. So this is going to be quite a strange thing to fit, but hey. Okay. I might just lay it down, top side up, just move my fingers around so the pressure's in different points along. Just make sure there's no bird edge standing proud. Okay. So again, we don't really want to leave any fingerprints in the glue, do we? So it's going to be little by little, I think. Just going to try and tack the end. Just going to use tool number 2. Okay, there we go. That's about what we want. I can probably tack a bit more. Again, be careful not to flood it too much. Don't let it running down to where my fingers are holding it. All done that. It's a pain in the ass. Just give that a little tweak. I want to get it flush on the end there. Okay. I think I'm just gonna try and establish this edge first. Just let that flush off a sec. Just so I don't mark it. I just want to make sure the edge is pressed down. Ideally, I'd probably leave this and then come in and glue this the second stage, as it were. Okay. Pressing down, make sure it's pushed down fully. May stick a little bit of plastic card just on that end there, just to pull it back up. And where have I got some? I don't know if I got any, but little bit of off curve plastic. If I get this stuck in there, I can just carve it. Okay, try again. Maybe a smaller piece. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it fitting flush. I just want the lower side to be as long as the top side. Any sort of seam lines, whatever, will just get filled when I fill the front edge. That's probably what I'm after. Give it a soak in. Well, just put that to one side. It's done. There we go. So I'll let that dry. I'll come back to it in a bit.